even after all these updates to Logic Pro, we still don't have ghost notes. So I'm going to show you a quick workaround so you can create your own ghost notes. So we're just going to open up Logic Pro, new project, and create a software instrument. Now I'm going to just choose piano, just keep it simple. All right, so we've got a piano. Choose any sound you want, don't really matter. So what we need to do is, first of all, we need to go back 4 bars, about -3. And this will make sense in a sec. Then we're going to choose our pencil tool, and then we press Command. It's going to allow us to create a region. We're going to drag our region out to 4 bars, and then we're going to put some notes in on our scale. Double click your region, choose the brush tool. Now, when you choose the brush tool, and then you choose your scale, whenever you try to paste a note onto this area here, which is the piano roll, depending on what scale you're in, you're not going to be able to drop a MIDI note onto a note that is not within the scale, if that makes sense. To keep it simple, we're going to keep it in C major. So now we're going to paste in our scale. So you can start from C0, because we're just going to duplicate. We're just going to duplicate the 7 notes up until about C6, C7, however high you want to go with it. So as I said before, let me bring that up in big so you can see it. So I'm going to start placing my notes. Brush tool. We're in the C major scale. So I can put a note on C0. If I try to paste a note on the next semitone, it's not going to let me do it because it's not within the scale. So if I press in all the white spaces, it's going to let me. And that's your scale. So we don't need that top one, C1, because we're just going to duplicate the rest of the scale. So you've got a whole C0 to C6, 7, 8, wherever you want to go up to. Highlight all of those. And then drag them all up and then press Alt, and then it's going to duplicate. Just going to repeat that until about C8. So just going back over the scale. And that's your C scale. We're going to highlight all those notes and we're going to drag them out. It's 4 bars, making sure that our region is 4 bars. Should have said that to you earlier. But make sure your region is 4 bars long. And then just going to highlight all the notes and then drag them out for 4 bars. And then we're going to turn that instrument off. Now here is our ghost notes for the C scale. Once we've got that, you can just press L and it's going to create a loop. Now the reason why we started -3 is because your song is going to start from 1. If we create our 4-bar loop or 8-bar loop, we can start on 1 so it doesn't confuse things, because this will always be on. So then we're going to create another instrument. We're just going to choose the piano again. Create another MIDI region, 4 bars long. Now if you highlight both of these regions, you're going to see the notes that you made on this side, the left, -3 to 1, and then all your ghost notes over this side. As you can see here in the big screen, it's easier to see. Why does it always do that? So for some reason, there's some darker notes in there. If you've got darker notes, that just means that for some reason, Logic has decided to duplicate your notes. It's not detrimental, it's not a big deal, but I just feel like I need to get rid of them. This doesn't look right for me. I don't know if there's a name for that, but anyway, let's just get rid of them. I don't know why it does that. Weird. So now, let's say we start on C3. Our first chord, 1, 3, 5. 3, 5. And we can start creating chords. Let's try it with a little drum pattern, see how that goes. So you can create a little sequence that's as easy as that. Duplicate that across. And then you can use the same thing to create melodies. So you can just change the instrument. Let's just duplicate the keys, color coordinate them, change that to color, and duplicate that track, choose a different sound. Let's change these strings. Now using the same method, we just create a region, highlight both regions, so your ghost notes and the new sequence that you want to create. Double click, and then you've got all your ghost notes. You can just place notes anywhere that has ghost notes. For some strange reason, they's just over duplicated. That's better. Looks like ghost notes now. That's a little melody line. It's not the greatest, but you get the idea. Let's change that sound to see if that helps a little bit. Chosen the right scale. You've created your MIDI notes. You've deleted the duplicate so it actually looks like ghost notes, and don't do what I done and make it look all weird. And if you want to make sure that your ghost notes are looking like ghost notes, you're just going to highlight and then look at what doesn't look like a ghost note. And we just delete that because it should be really faint. Should be all faint looking. So it looks like an actual ghost note. And that way you can just place your notes wherever you need to. And to highlight both regions, you're just gonna click over both MIDI regions, and the MIDI region that you wanna work on, you need to make sure that you're actually on that MIDI region so you can place your notes. So once you've created your ghost note, you can save your ghost note and just import it anytime that you need to have a new scale. So your locators around the region, your ghost note region. We'll call it ghost notes. And then we're just gonna export that as a MIDI file. Selection as MIDI file, and we're gonna save it as MIDI file, C major. Click save, and then we're just gonna import our MIDI file. And then drag that onto there. We don't wanna do all of that. And then there's your ghost notes. Again, go back to -3 or whatever the loop is that you've created, because you're always starting on 1. And then just press L, that's gonna create your loop. Click on the instrument channel that you're gonna use to create your chords or your melody, and then also click on the ghost notes. You can do that by holding Command and then clicking on both of the channels that you're gonna work on, or you can just select each region by just clicking and dragging. Press P, and there you go. You're gonna see your piano roll. There's a lot to unpack, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be away. You know, you'd understand what you're doing, and it's a cool way to get your melodies down, chords down, and also learn scales. Who knows? Next update, Logic might have ghost notes in there, so you don't have to mess around doing all of this. But if you've got any value from this video at all, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, so you don't miss out on our new content. And I'll see you in the next video.